morning, afternoon, evening, GMAE everyone. My name is John Willett. Welcome to another edition of Potholes in Cadillac Dreams. This is episode number 15, episode 15. Oh my, episode 15. How cool is that? By the way, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. This is the earliest I've ever said that to you. Like and subscribe. Oh, please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, and we're going to get to that. Where family found out about me. Haha, this is going to be that's called a segue here in the podcast world. A little segue. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you had a good week. I apologize for not having an episode 15 last Friday, but I was in Fredericksburg, Virginia at a celebration of life. A brother-in-law of my wife's passed away rather suddenly. And so we flew up to Fredericksburg, Virginia. I attempted to do a podcast up there and just failed miserably because as I am with anything mechanical, I'm also the same way with anything computer related. So what I put together was not, no, you don't want to. No, you really don't. It's not even in a kind of a blooper thing. You don't want to go there. So anyway, you're not going to see it. You're going to see this instead. So there we are. We're back at Shea Willett, my humble abode in Daytona Beach, Florida. For those of you who are listening on the podcast, I will describe, because this is the very, very first day that I'm doing this podcast/videocast without a cap on. And I am dressed actually all in black because I just got home from work. That is the outfit that they want you to wear in Pop Shelf, all black with a purple apron, in case you ever come by to say hi. So that's what I'm wearing. And yes, I know that you all watching me on YouTube cannot really tell that I'm all in black, but you're going to have to trust me I am. Yes, I am wearing pants. I am, seriously. We're going to talk today about changes. And I think this came about because, well, death is the ultimate change. I mean, if you really take a good hard look at it. But it makes you think about all kinds of other changes as well. And the reason I thought about changes is because of two new listeners/watchers that I have. The first one is a lady by the name of Sophie. I worked with her in Bar Harbor, Maine in 2019. She and I both worked for Acadian Boat Tours at the gift shop that Diane Smith, the co-owner, had. And she was bubbly and fascinating and cute and adorable and fabulous. And I believe right now she's living in North Carolina and going to college. I believe she's probably 2021, I think, guessing. And then there was another young lady, and this needs a little bit of explanation. So we go up to Fredericksburg, and the gentleman who passed away, he was from the UK, and he had a previous marriage before his marriage to my wife's sister, and he had 4 children. 2 of them are now living in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. 2 of them are living in the UK. I believe there's 4, I believe. Anyway, all 4 children obviously came to the celebration of life, including Victoria and Kate, who are the 2 who live in the UK. They're the daughters. And Victoria has this absolutely adorable 12-year-old by the name of Gracie. And Gracie actually looked up Potholes in Cadillac Dreams, and she listened to it and watched it and subscribed to it. So Gracie, thank you very much. This is a formal thank you. And I couldn't help but think, there's Gracie at age of 12. You all remember when you were 12. And this was something that I played with in my head. So I apologize for and ahhing so much, but I want to make sure that I get this out correctly. I imagine the way I was when I was 5 years old, and when I was 10 years old, and when I was 15 years old, and when I was 20 years old. And just for a half a second, just put those dates in your head, except for you, Gracie. I mean, got to stop at 12, but that's okay. But if you put those dates in your head and just think about all the changes that happened to you from the age of 5 to 10, from the age of 10 to 15, from the age of 15 to 20, you were 4 different people, basically, is what happened. I don't even believe that, I mean, folks talk about this quite a bit. They talk about your value system coming to you at an early age. I don't believe so. And I'll tell you why. Because my value system is entirely different at age 67. I gave myself 10 years. That was really cool. At age 67 than it was at 50, than it was at 40, than it was at 30. My value system has improved considerably from when I was younger. And that's just, unfortunately, the way it has always been. So we change. For example, I've been married 3 times, as you all know. There is no way on God's green earth that my first wife and I should ever have gotten married. No way, shape, or form. I was 21. I was immature. I thought it was a way to get away from my father and my mother. I did not really think of it as building a family or creating a new life or whatever. I wanted to get out of the situation I was in. I think my first wife was kind of the same way, maybe not as much. I can tell you she was far more responsible than I was. She was far more, I'm trying to think of the right word. They say that I'll think of the word and then I'll be cutting this, unfortunately. Maturity. That's the word I'm looking for, maturity. They say that women become mature far quicker than men, and I believe that's true. And I'm case in point, because I was 21 going on 16, she was 21 going on 30. But we still should not have gotten married. We still should have waited, but we didn't want to wait because we wanted out of our respective situations. And she was stuck with a guy whose value system was atrocious and abhorrent, and didn't really take marriage seriously at all. And we only lasted 4 years, and I think they were pretty bad years for her. She's now very happily remarried, has 3 gorgeous sons, has done very, very well, and since 1984 has not said one word to me, which I completely understand because of the miserable excuse for a human being that I was during the time that we were married. So, understandable. But then you change that, and you go from there to when I got married back in 1995. I was 40, and I improved somewhat, but I was not responsible. I was very irresponsible. For lots of reasons. I mean, you always blame your background or your upbringing or whatever, but you make conscious choices in life. And I had been skating through life for a long time. We talked about this, all my potholes that I hit, most of which were caused by me. And the way I acted and the way I did and the way I dealt with my relationships and the way I dealt with my work and the way I dealt with just about everything was, I can skate through. I don't have to give it my best. I just have to half-ass it and I'll be fine. And I basically treated life that way. I think I was better in marriage number 2, but I don't think I was what I am now. What I am now is I respect my marriage to my wife, Doreen. I believe I'm her best friend. I know she's mine. I respect the fact that, we are trying to build something here that together, even though we are both, she's over 60, I'm 67. So, I mean, we're trying to build something that most people have already done. They're finished building. They've completed that part of their lives, and now they get to sit back and relax and enjoy the remaining years. Well, we can't do that. We got to keep rocking and rolling. So, but I'm an entirely different person than I was. And about a lot of things. I was just thinking about some other things. Obviously, when I was younger, I didn't mind drinking. Matter of fact, I drank to excess more often than not. I drank to excess unfortunately, in public situations and terrible times and at weddings and what have you, and embarrassed myself and other people, and it wasn't good. And of course, culminating in in what we covered in episode 13, which was the story, my November 5th, 2006, where I had a 4-day hangover, and that cured me of that. And I find that because of what I went through in 2006, I have a far less tolerance for people who get drunk, people who drink. Unfortunately, where I live now, which is Latitude Margaritaville in Daytona Beach, this place is run on alcohol. I mean, I say it quite honestly in front of anybody that will ask. I mean, it is. There are other places in Florida that are run on other stuff. I'm sure you've read about them, so we won't have to cover them. But Latitude Margaritaville is liquor, alcohol. Everything revolves around drinking. And there are people here who start drinking in the morning, and they keep drinking until they are good and well smashed. I have no patience for drunks anymore. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I just don't. And that's something that's a change with me, because it never bothered me before. Never bothered me in the slightest. It hasn't really been until 2006. So there's a change. Change in attitude. Changes in attitude. Changes in latitude. Oh, that's a little Jimmy Buffett thing thrown in. That was right off the top of my head. But we change in a lot of ways. I mean, goodness only knows. You've heard of people becoming born-again Christians. You've heard of people going back to the church, moving away from the church, whatever the church happens to be. You've heard of people changing jobs, changing locations, changing houses, changing... Goodness only knows. People change all the time, but I think they change the physicality or like a job or whatever, because I believe there's some sort of change within us that causes things like this. At some point you get tired of living in a spot, or you get tired of doing a particular job, or going to a particular place for work, or dealing with a particular group of people, or something like that. Once we find something that we like, I believe that results in some sort of change within us. I know that when Doreen and I moved from Bar Harbor, Maine to here, to Daytona, there was a change. There was definitely an outward change. We became, I believe, more relaxed than we were in Bar Harbor. I believe even when we had challenges, I think we handled them a little better and we resolved them better because we're in a more relaxed state of mind, even though we're both working. I mean, that doesn't change anything, but I think with challenges comes more of an opportunity for successful resolution. Oh, that's a good phrase. Successful resolution. I like that. When you are relaxed and calm and, you are comfortable in your own skin. That may be the bottom line in all of this, is that people change because they're not comfortable in their own skin. Or maybe, no, we're going to stay with that. I think that's it. I really do. I'm just thinking back on my life. When I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, I wanted to do something. Goodness only knows what it was, but if I was, going, oh boy, I don't like this situation at all, man, that was a signal for me that I gotta get the hell out of Dodge. Prime example of that would be when I moved to Arizona. I was looking. This was 1980, late 1985, 1986. I was going basically from job to job after I was with Frontier Fruit and Nut. I really didn't have anything, really a position that kept me in place. I was fortunate enough to get a position with Allstate Insurance as an inside adjuster, which sent me to training in Illinois, which led me to meeting Kim, who was from Arizona, which led her and me to getting together, and then ultimately to having her invite me to come to Arizona, and me going, oh yes, please. And then, I don't even know if I left a trail, one of those smoke trails when you're zipping out like a cartoon thing. I don't even think I left one of those. I was gone. I was like, I'm leaving, see ya. And then I was gone for 7 years. But at 1992, after, just they were good years and they were bad years. Arizona changed me quite a bit. If a place or a set of circumstances can change you, if we're talking changes, Arizona changed me quite a bit. I think for the better. I made lots and lots and lots of mistakes, but ultimately I was able to see on hindsight what those mistakes were and correct them. I believe my work ethic is better now than it ever has been, and I think it's partially due to what I experienced in Arizona and the fact that I had kids. This was just a brilliant job. This was a wonderful job, and I screwed it up big time. What my buddy used to say is screwed the pooch. I screwed the pooch on this one big time. This was an outside claims adjuster position. I basically had the state of Arizona. I got very few claims. They were relatively big, but I got to travel all over the state, which I love to travel. I got to do some interviews. I had I think it was a $7,000 check approval, so that if I wanted to first call a settlement for up to $7,000, I could. I had a great supervisor who basically gave me a whole bunch of rope, and I just threw it all away, basically. I didn't work half as hard as I should have. Maybe not even a quarter as hard as I should have. I took it to mean that, if I get to be outside and I only have to be in the office 1 day a week, I get to lay by the pool. I get to chase girls. I get to do all this other stuff and not do the job that I was being paid to do. By the way, I got a company car too. There is that, the little side thing, company car. And I threw all that away. So just keeping that in mind when I do my job now. Like today, just for instance, I wanted to get out of here in the worst way because I wanted to talk to you guys, because I want to get this done and make sure that I get it out before Friday, because I have to work, unfortunately, from 8 to 5:30 on Friday, and I don't get a real good chance of chatting with you all. So I wanted to get this done. It's now Thursday. I'm just telling all sorts of tales. It's, telling you everything, getting behind the scenes here. So I wanted to get out of here, and I wanted to make sure that I got this done for you. But I saw, as I'm walking out the door, I saw over on the left-hand side, we have a spot for hangers. And I knew in the back room there was this big basket, or big box, if you want to call it, full of these hangers that I knew would fit right there. And I walked out the door and I looked and I went, son of a bitch. And I went to the back room, got the hangers, put the hangers up, and then I left. Well, when I left, I also had to put my gun back, my HHT. That's the little gun that you see people, if you're a retail store, they click something and give you a price or whatever, tell you how many they have. Well, I had to put that away, and then a lady came up and she had something to purchase, and it was like 12 bowls and 2 serving platters, and I had to wrap all those and do all that, and so I didn't get out of there for another 20 minutes after I was heading home to chat with you guys. I wouldn't have done that before. I would have split. I would have gone. I'd have been out of there. It's like, who cares about hangers? Who cares about some woman spending all that money? Different me now. Different me now. It's like, hangers got to get done. Okay. You're walking this way. She comes up. You handle her. Even though I wasn't in my apron. You're supposed to be in your apron when you do this. But I thought, nice lady. Chat with her. Do some stuff. Make sure everything's all nice and put together. Get her in some bags. Wish her a nice day. Ask her to come back, see us. That is not the way I would have handled it back in 1986, 87, 88, 89. No way. Not a chance. Not a chance in the world would that have happened. But it did today. And it has been. Since I moved here. I actually have been... my work ethic has been really, really good. My 2 stabs at commercial insurance, honestly, and it's not me being, sour grapes or anything like that, but I had 2 miserable excuses for bosses. They were just, oh my, I've been a boss before, and these 2 were just, one of them, actually, my wife heard. He was berating me on a speakerphone, and my wife came in. I was actually working from the house, and he was berating me, and my wife called him an ass and said the best thing I could do is to quit, and I did. So, and then the second one was, we're not even going to get into that because as I think I've said before in a previous thing, I actually really respect the company that I was there for. I respect the owner. I respect the whole staff. All the other insurance agents that were there. So I don't want to mention a name, but this woman was probably, without any shadow of a doubt, got to be in the top 3 in terms of just awful bosses. Just awful. Oh my God. How she became a supervisor is totally beyond me. But the old me would have told you who she was. The old me would have told you who the company was, because I wouldn't have given a damn. But I do give a damn. And that's me changing. That's me maturing. That's me getting older. I don't know whether the 40-year-old me would not have told you. The 30, the 40, maybe even the 50 before I had my excursion with Jack Daniels. So it's little things like that signify change in a person. The way you react to bad, the way you react to good. I mean, my word, I can tell you, as a kid, I was just thinking about this. As a kid, I had no pets. And I really wasn't interested in having a pet. My mother, I don't want to say inherited a dog from a friend of hers, but kind of inherited a dog. Her name was BB. She was a little dachshund, and unfortunately, supposedly, my mother said she got out the front door and ran across the street and got killed. Then we never let the dog out in the front yard. So, but did I shed a tear? Did I get upset? No, didn't. It wasn't until, and this is a big change, it was my second marriage, is when I really became enamored of pets. And I had 3 cats during my second marriage, have 4 cats now. Love cats, love dogs. If I see a dog in the store, I pet him. We used to give out treats, but we don't do that anymore. I love animals. I do. I can't watch a YouTube video that shows an animal even being found in a perilous position or a terrible state or whatever, I can't watch it. It just unnerves me. And that's a change. That is a big change from when I was younger. And I love my cats. Love my cats to death, as you have heard before. So everybody goes through changes. The person you were at age 20 is not the person you are going to be at age 30. The person you are at age 30 is not the person you were at 40. You know that. I mean, I'm not telling you guys anything that you don't already know. You are not the same person at 21 that you are at 41 that you are at 61. You're just not. So, is that a pothole? It all depends. I mean, I created potholes because I was very slow to change. I created a lot of potholes for myself. I lost jobs. I lost marriages. Those are pretty big potholes. And you lose someone that you love, at least what you think love is, and it's a big deal. And you lose a position that you really liked. That's a big deal. And it was all due to either changing or not changing, or changing too late, or changing not quick enough, or that type of thing. So, changes. I think we have to be aware of them. You have to understand that yes, you're going to be a different person down the road than you are now, and that's okay. It's good. It's good to change. It's good to mature. It's good to have different values. It's part of who you are. I sound so like psychiatric and psychology, and holy cow, where did all this come from? I'm just talking about me. My potholes, my Cadillac dream. My Cadillac dream is not to work anymore. That's my Cadillac dream. Out of all this, that would be a nice change for me. Is not to get up in the morning and not to go. I mean, I love my job, but that would be a nice change. So anyway, let's see. We're at 27 minutes and 20 seconds. I love this thing that I can look down and I can just see the time and I know how much we've chatted. So as always, we have to finish this up, even though I've been so deep. It's such a deep, deep subject. Holy cow, we got to do something fun next week. If you want to get online, respond to me. Give me an idea of something fun in the way of potholes and Cadillac dreams. Maybe if you guys have had some potholes that you've gotten through, some fun potholes, something just crazy, just something out of the norm, and give me permission to share it, and I will. Or if you've got some Cadillac dreams, maybe it'd be really good if you guys would share perhaps some Cadillac dreams that maybe you had and that you have come into, or that have happened, or that you have worked hard and all of a sudden there they are. All the dreams that you ever had are right there because you did something fabulous and you were great and you were wonderful and you were all kinds of good stuff. I'd like to share that. So if I get any of you guys chatting about it, I'll share it. That'd be kind of fun. Something lighthearted, something not as deep as changes, because goodness only knows, I've changed a bunch. Alrighty. You know how we're going to finish, right? Because even little Gracie said, Demi Bennett, Demi Bennett, Demi Bennett. She did. She actually wrote that to me. Demi Bennett, Demi Bennett, Demi Bennett. I don't know if she knows who Demi Bennett is, but Demi Bennett has changed her look. That's another hint if you don't know who Demi Bennett is. In the profession that she's in, she has actually changed her look to a look that I think is better for her in terms of what I think she's headed toward in terms of her and her evolution as a performer. That was good. Didn't give away too much there. But yeah, I would, she's got a new look and it's really cool. And again, I would love to talk to her. As you can see why, because at age 16, she knew exactly what she wanted, and at age 26, 27, she's got it. And holy cow, I I can't even imagine. Because between age 16 and age 26, I changed 35, 40 times maybe. Including a marriage and including a really good job and including all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, I did a lot of changing between 16 and 26. So that would be something to cover with her is how she feels like she's changed from when she began her career at age 16 to the where she is now. Mentally, I know physically she's stronger, but mentally, what has changed in her attitude and in the way she does things and whatever. So anyway, Demi Bennett. Please, folks, Demi Bennett. Second one is Christy Martin Salters. I would love to have her on. I actually had a dream where Christy and I actually had a great interview. It was like an hour and a half. I actually had to go onto Zoom and get the upgraded package so that I could have a long interview with her, and it was really, really, really good. And it was full of interesting information, and it made her lots of new fans, which is what I would really like to have happen, because she's a very, very cool lady, and she's doing cool stuff. And I would love to have you meet her. So, Christy Martin Salters. There we go. We're at 31 minutes, 30 seconds. Just chatting. Just chatting away, you and me. I want you to have a great weekend. I want you to have a great week. Hi, Sophie. And hi, Gracie. Thank you both. Thank the rest of you very, very much. Like and subscribe. Oh, heavens. I would do cartwheels if you would like and subscribe. And if you would have one friend like and subscribe. That would be really cool. Anyway, please have yourself a terrific weekend. I look forward to hearing from you about all your fun potholes and your successful Cadillac dreams. And I hope all's well in your world. Take care.